Hey guys, welcome to the Dreams Guy podcast. So we've had a couple episodes with people from our dream internship. We have another one. This is Michelle. And so Michelle, welcome.
Thank you.
First, so glad to have you with us.
Blessed to be here.
Yeah. So you have a dream. About how long ago did you have this dream?
This was probably 4 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice and recent. Great. So what was your dream?
So in the dream, I'm standing on this white house, this white, beautiful house, and it has a big front porch that I'm standing on with my dad. And so we're standing on this big white front porch, and there's like a front yard in the front of the house, and we're just gazing out into the front of the lawn. And so all of a sudden, there's this man who comes onto the porch, and he's wearing Ray-Ban sunglasses and a white T-shirt, kind of like the one you're wearing, but white. And so he comes up to the porch and he approaches my dad and I, and he talks to my dad, and my dad and I are like, who is this person? Like, we don't know him. And so he comes up, this man approaches my dad, and then he comes to him and asks him, Peter Pitts, is your name Peter Pitts? That's my dad's name. And so my dad's like, yes, I'm Peter Pitts. And then the man told him, Peter Pitts is the name of Michelle Pitts' dad, the woman that I'm supposed to marry. And so when he said that, my dad and I just looked at each other kind of confused. And then I looked at this man, and it was like I was like out of body, and I was like 3D zoomed back like maybe 3 feet away from him. And I just saw him from head to toe. And so I just noticed this man had like longer hair, like maybe down to his shoulders. And I thought that was odd. And then I thought it was weird that he was wearing these sunglasses the whole time and he never took them off. And so right after that, I kind of came back into my body, and then I was like, this guy needs a haircut. And then I just woke up.
And did you say that out loud, or did you just think,
in the dream, mentally, I was like, this guy needs a haircut. And then I woke up.
And that's when you woke up. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's see if I can remember this one. So in the dream, you are at this beautiful white house. You're standing on the front porch, big front porch with your dad and looking out into the front yard. Mm-hmm. And as you're looking out there, this guy approaches, walks right up, and you and your dad are like, do you know who this is? Yeah. You don't recognize him at all. Like, this is kind of odd. And he comes up to your dad and he goes, Peter Pitts? Peter Pitts? Yeah, that's me. Like, oh, you're the dad of Michelle Pitts. That's the woman I'm going to marry. When he says that, you kind of zoom out of your body, kind of getting perspective. You look, you see him top to bottom. You're noticing the white shirt that he's got, kind of T-shirt, the sunglasses, and then you're noticing that he's got this hair, this kind of longer hair. Mm-hmm. And you come back into your body, and out loud you say, this man needs a haircut. And that's where the dream ends.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is fun. I have no idea what to do with this dream yet. So we'll process and talk through it and see where the revelation comes. When that happens, one of the best things to do is just start to think about what you do know while you're waiting for revelation to happen. Mm-hmm. And so that's the process. We talk a lot about figuring out what's your focus, what are your sub-focuses and your details. A lot of times that is just to give you time to catch that revelation and see if you can get it. Mm-hmm. So you've got you and your dad, but it's interesting with the interaction piece because you're not really moving, you're not really doing. But in this dream, it's still about you because you're the only one that separates out, and you kind of have that separate piece of the dream that nobody else gets to experience. So that says that this dream is about you, and it's a message for you. The White House. Now, this is the way you described it. It seems like this is not a house that you've ever actually lived in. Is that accurate?
No, but it actually is the kind of house that I want, that I would like. So it looked just like something that I would actually get. Exactly.
Okay. So it would be like if you were going to draw up your dream house, this would be kind of your dream house. Yeah. Okay. So that helps. All white, generally good. Now, bright day kind of feels like it's middle of afternoon feeling, kind of, high sun. So, okay. And then the next piece is this guy. and you notice a white T-shirt and the Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Yeah.
Is the first thing that you notice.
Yeah.
So again, white generally is a positive thing. But sunglasses, because that also piqued your interest a little bit later in the dream. Like he never took off his sunglasses. You know, that's weird. Is he hiding something?
Yeah.
So there seems to be some kind of negative, some discernment. Like something, is everything right? Is everything where it should be? And it says that, you know, the eyes are the windows into the soul. It's easier to see if somebody's being honest up front when you're looking in their eyes. Like there's a different kind of interaction that happens, and that. So not being able to see that, and coming to your dad and having his name, and then saying, "Oh, you're the dad," but he doesn't acknowledge you. He doesn't look at you and say, "Oh, you're the woman." He's, "Oh, dad, this is." One of the things that has me stuck is not stuck, but just like there's something there, is the fact that this house looks like what your dream house would be. In general, don't want to assume anything. So you got to ask a question. Would it be your desire to get married someday?
Yeah.
Okay. You would assume,
Yeah.
but it's always, you know,
Yeah.
some people are like, actually, I'm fine. So that's a good question. So you've got your dream house, desire to be married, but it doesn't look like what you want. And it doesn't seem like this is a negative dream. So this is not something that the enemy is trying to tell you. So there's something that's in the dream that's not in the dream that I'm getting. So the dream is just showing you in the middle of what you really want, seeing what you want coming to you, but not in the form that you want it.
Interesting.
Right? So your dream house, this idea of getting married is great. But if it's going to be this guy, he's going to have to change a little bit, right? He's going to have to cut his hair.
Yeah.
There's some things. So seeing what you want, but not in the way that you want it. And what I'm trying to discern is this God saying that you're going to get what you've been asking for, right? But it's not necessarily going to come in the package that you expect or that you want. And so it's giving you that heads up so that you're more open, so you're asking him, wait a second, this isn't the way I would think that this would go, but is this really you? Or is it saying that it's a soul dream? The level of light, I just kind of question the fact that it would be a soul dream. I'm not sure that it would be something that's just your desires being revealed. So I think that this dream is just saying that you're going to have an opportunity, but it may not come in exactly the package that you expect it to come in.
Well, one of the things that I got in the dream was that he had long hair, which could represent anointing. And then also it could also be the sunglasses, a level of the prophetic as well. So it was a specific type of sunglass,
Right, Ray-Ban.
like pilot glasses. So I was like, I don't know. So
Yeah.
that could be me overthinking it and getting too much into the details.
Yeah.
But-
Well, one of the things you want to pay attention to is what actually happened in the dream.
Yeah.
So in the dream, you're thinking he needs to cut his hair.
Yeah.
So if the hair represents wisdom or anointing, then it's letting you know that when you meet this person, you're going to think they need to be a little bit less wise or less anointed than they actually are. Doesn't seem like you.
Yeah.
Not that it's not a possibility, but if the hair represented that, then the hair is going to be consistently that throughout the dream, including the idea of cutting the hair. So that's one of the clues that you're looking for in like, does that fit? Doesn't mean that it's not possible, but that would be the meaning if that was the meaning. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in the sunglasses, I mean, it's possible that that's not necessarily a negative thing, other than, again, in the dream, you were saying, like, what is he wearing sunglasses for? You know, so that feeling in the dream, you want to pay attention to that in the dream, because that has something to do with the meaning. There's a reason why you had that in the dream. And so that thought process, like, oh, there's something, like, is it more? And in the dream, it doesn't ever say that you get married. It says that somebody else is going to think they're supposed to marry you. So when and if this happens, don't take it, oh, this is the person God showed me. He never said that you're going to marry that person. He just said the situation is something that doesn't look like what you expect, but that person thinks they're supposed to marry you. You're still going to need to hear from him if that and when that situation comes to figure out, what am I supposed to do with this? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thanks so much for sharing your dream. Appreciate it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for joining us for this episode of the Dreams Guy podcast. My name is John Thomas, and we will see you next time.